Yeah,
That's
Legend should
fine.
build straight down, but he likes stretching towards the right early on,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
then
it's
having
also
that second ref right on top of those gems. Let's see. All right, drawn out for Mr. Legend, drawn out for Mr. Steve
yeah,
from
basic
Monster.
rituals of moves.
Yeah, classic RA2 Soviet.
First
right?
minor from both players. Like Legend seemed a little bit faster than Steve.
Wait, Legend 3 minors way before Steve did. Steve only now got his third minor out, so Legend is a
Laggy?
faster build. Legend claims that it's laggy, so I'll leave just to test.
I mean, doesn't seem like it to me.
Let's find out if it's me. I am at work. I'm not at home, so my internet could be bad. Just
Okay.
let me know if it gets better.
Okay, if he says that.
In the meantime, let's go to Zhasulan's stream. Zhasulan, you're streaming on YouTube or on YouTube? Alright.
So a second war factory from Legend and like for 5 miners on one more patch. And here's his second miner on this
Ready now.
patch. Oh, Steve made a depot to repair his miner.
Yellow lost one time to draw.
Yeah. Let's see. Like Legend hasn't moved his MCV yet.
Hmm.
2 war factories, 6 miners.
Still, to be honest, I like Legend's build here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, he's copying Marco's build. He's Marco's fan.
Yeah,
Really clang.
the no clang, yeah, that's what he's been calling himself. That's what people have been calling him.
So as we see, like Zhasulan mentioned, like Steve is having problems defending his point. Like applying like early pressure what to use hard.
Yeah.
So
So again, Legend is gonna stay on that second level, stop him from advancing from expanding to the second level.
Also, he should be
which is
splitting sometimes to right side. Yeah.
Could be, but as long as he keeps Steve, Steve is right now on 1 ore patch. If Legend could keep Steve on 1 ore patch while he spreads out, that's a big advantage. And here he goes, he's splitting like you said. I don't know how much of a delay there is on the stream, so.
Something like half minute.
Oh, that's a big
Oh,
delay.
maybe
Alright.
like no, I'm lying. 10 seconds maybe.
And I can't,
Oh, just
I can't
seconds.
really
Mine.
commentate this one. I'll join next one.
But Legend is losing tank. And losing miner. Like last 2 miners on the left side.
Yeah, this is looking good for Steve, isn't it?
yeah, it looks good for Steve.
Now he's gonna blame the lag.
That's
I mean, doesn't seem the reason.
dude.
No, I mean early lag. Right? I couldn't control my tanks.
Wait, am I actually lagging, or did you guys not see a difference?
I mean, it doesn't seem a difference to be honest. Like, I think the game isn't like its own, but it's up to the players or just spectators.
Bad TC from Legend, Dominic say. But it's easier to say it was lagging, that's why I lost.
Yeah, who wants to admit? No, I lost because I had bad TC. Both very equal here. Very, I mean, here comes the drone.
But the right side will
rush
deploy
down,
MCV first. See?
Deployed and deployed. Alright, yeah. You're right. Right side deployed much earlier, which means he's gonna get the ore refinery earlier. Monster going minor, Legend going minor.
Yeah, there is some delay.
Oh, he's
What?
getting gold. Gonna drone the second. Nice. Second miner.
Yeah, so Legends Miner is droned. Wow. So Steve is on 4 miners, chilling, while Legend is on 3 miners. Had to cancel the refinery to make that depot. That sucks.
Yeah, it's painful.
Oh my god, that really hurts. Said, you agree with me, right? Top right position is better.
I think I would prefer yellow spot, to be honest, because I like moving MCV too much.
You prefer Legend spot? That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like in the right, you know, you could just move straight down, while on the left you gotta move down and then you gotta move up if you wanna advance more.
Yeah, correct. But you can always like move to the other island, you know, the other side of the map and take that ore and stop your run.
Interesting.
I mean,
like that.
If you're
I want to see somebody do that. That's an interesting move.
I mean, yeah, but
here. 5 minus for Legends, 4 minus for Steve. Am I right?
He's building a refinery now.
Okay, so somehow Legend is ahead on miners, but I mean they both got. Steve has the eco. He has been on gems this whole time, so.
yeah.
Yes, 1, 2, 3 war factories for Steve, 2 war factories for Legend. So Legend is up a miner, but Steve is up a war factory. Steve is gonna go broke very quickly. As a matter of fact, he's broke now. Yeah. 6 miners for Steve now versus 5 miners of Legend. But Legend did get out the 3rd war factory. Sorry, what?
Seems like Steve is out tanking Legend at the moment.
Looks pretty even to me.
Like not by much, but a little bit.
I could be wrong. Yeah, I mean, to me it looks pretty even. It's hard for me to know they keep moving them around. Let's find out. So we get our 6 miner for Legend. Steve is still on 3 miners, on 6 miners. So they're even on miners now. No, 7th miner pops out for Steve. So Steve is up 1 miner. They have the same amount of war factories. Steve's position from an economical point of view is better. And Zed claims he has more tanks as well. Trying a little split, 3 tanks going down the bottom here. Can he do anything with that? Legend sending all of it. Alright, no. Just breaking off a few tanks to block that.
No, like now I think that Legend have more tanks.
Legend has more tanks. Interesting. So yeah, to me it still looks a little bit more even. Steve might have 1 or 2 more, not by much.
I think Steve needs another refinery near his barracks.
Yeah, so you know? Steve does have radar tech now. We do see 2 desolators at his base. Again, I would have liked to see a little bit more action. You know, just send 2 tanks up the top and around. Just apply pressure.
I mean, it's hard to split when both players have big resolutions and like 2 players are awake.
Yeah, but it's about mental stress, right? Because the more you press your opponent, the more mental stress he's gonna misclick here, he's gonna misclick there. You want to try to force your opponent to make mistakes. Legend is up to 4 war factories. Steve is still on 3.
Look, Steve is preparing a split on top.
Yeah, Steve is sending 2 tanks up top. That's all I want. I want 2 tanks on the top, you know, just to pressure your opponent, even if he sees it and stops it. Legend now has a battle lab.
Oh, not a great idea. He will get out-tanked.
So that's interesting. He gets a battle lab. Steve is moving his MCV down bottom right. Steve is still on... Oh, no, Steve does have 4 war factories now. Those 3 tanks at the top left coming in. Are they going to snipe the lab? And an engagement in the bottom. All-in engagement. Does Steve have enough to hold this? Deploy that desolator, I think.
He's not using his dogs.
Yeah, who wins this engagement? Legend wins this engagement with quite a bit to spare. And he gets his IC up. Rolling on the floor laughing. Dogs were behind. So Steve says he didn't control his dogs well. He moved that MCV down there a long time ago, only now remembering to deploy it. Let's see if Steve has enough to defend here. Those 3 tanks up top got destroyed. Legend dealt with that split perfectly. Again, looking good for Legend. Legend is looking solid here.
Can't
See, so now Legend has to move his MCV all the way up. No, he only moves it to the 2nd level. So what do you think, Zhasulan? I think Legend has this one. Has his IC. Preparing IC drones.
He's too ahead at the moment.
Yeah, so I think all 3 of us are in agreement that Legend is 2 ahead.
Gonna repair the bridge, really? Why?
Interesting.
He's actually helping Legend. What?
IC drones, Russian. Not sure what that was about.
Like, it's okay, kill me faster so I can quit.
Maybe he's playing with his head, you know? Wow, those did a lot of damage and are still doing damage.
Yeah, IC drones are too much.
IC drones are definitely dangerous. Steve returning with making drones himself, and he still has a tank that is droned. Does he notice it? And boom, another tank is down. And that drone goes inside a 3rd tank. 3rd or 4th tank. That's the 4th tank that it's gonna destroy, and bam! Alright, it finally got destroyed after destroying 3 or 4 tanks. So we're turning into drone wars. Legend puts his MCV top left. Let's do a head count, alright, shall we? So Legend has 4 war factories in Iron Curtain, and well, tech, you know. So now he makes a Kirov. Miners are going to be hard to count since there's so many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He got a Kirov from Legend.
Yeah, that Kirov is dangerous for sure. Let's see. Again, Legend outtanks Steve by like 3-1 easily. Those drones aren't going to be enough to stop, and the Kirov is now approaching. I don't know at which point Steve went wrong, but at some point he did.
I think the push was wrong.
Yeah, I guess so. So that push there.
Wow,
Gets the IC. Snipes the IC. The Kirov's still approaching. No flak yet.
Legend defending.
Yeah, so still trying to get that MCV, but the drones are dealing with those tanks. Steve is rushing into all of these miners. With this amount of miners and tanks right behind, he's not going to get anything done here. Steve loses all of his tanks, every single last one of them. Trying to send in those drones to do some damage. Just quit from Led. But Legend does get a lot of his miners droned. But Legend is going in with an insane amount of tanks, an amount of tanks that Steve, I don't think, can defend. So it's GG if you ask me. Legend has 20 tanks on the bottom right, 10 tanks in the top center, and the Kirov just wrecking havoc. I don't see how Steve could pull this through. That's a GG if you ask me.
It is a GG indeed.
Yeah, so Zed here agrees, and when Zed says it's a GG, it's a GG. I would have won that tank battle if 100 dogs weren't behind tank ball. Could be, but they were behind and you lost. Alright, Steve bottom right.
Like, also like the buildings near the ore of Steve's oil, you can just fill them with cunnies like to snipe few tanks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah. You also have the power drops.
Yeah, like even like your loose cunnies from Center.
Is Steve gonna try and stop him from getting the airport? Does get one dog. Steve has a dog on top of the airport here. And Legend defends. Very nice. A bit of dog play there. Steve already has the airport and the oil. Legend also now has the airport and the oil. I'm expecting Steve's power drop to be a little bit before Legend's power drop, which sometimes makes a difference. Depends how aggressive you are early game. drone out for Steve. 2 drones out for Legend.
Wow.
And tanks for Steve right away. And
Nice.
tanks for Legend as well. Yeah, beautiful defense, but the drone does get into Steve's miner on the bottom right. Does he notice he's making a repair depot? I mean, that hurts, right, when you only have 1.
Yeah, 2 drones in R8.
Gets a repair depot, but come on, can he save it? Can he save it? Can he save it?
Yeah,
yes,
but
he does.
there is tank coming to finish that one.
But yeah, Legend is sending the 1 tank to finish off that hurt miner. Legend does like doing that, and boom. Okay, so Steve is down a miner, very critical in this map, so critical.
Yeah, especially in R8 too, like losing.
Yeah, especially in R8 too, I agree.
But Legend losing miner too.
Legend is losing a miner as well to that 1 tank. Let's see if he'll get it. Will he get it? He is retreating with that, and he's sending a tank to defend. One more shot! Oh! Legend saves the miner.
Yeah.
Wow. Paradrop in Steve's base. Steve sells MCV. Sorry, Zed, what were you saying?
Nothing important, you had it covered.
Yeah, so this paradrop in Steve's base, let's see if it can do anything. Steve paradrops on top of the miner there, gets the miner, so now they're even, aren't they? Steve did sell his MCV for that extra boost of cash. Legend just destroying Steve's army.
Yeah, questionable. If I'm selling the MCV, I would make the second.
A second war factory, anyway?
Yeah, before selling, I would probably just make an.
Oh, leaving his war factory undefended. He doesn't have an MCV. He loses the war factory. GG, ladies and gentlemen. GG forgot tanks. So Steve having very good reasons for losing, or some people might call them excuses. I obviously wouldn't. Both doing very mirror tactics here, of course. You know, you want to get those huts in the center, secure them. They could shoot down drones, chip damage, all important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me just get this straight. Steve is currently B class?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
You see, so this is my issue with the class system, right? Steve is B class.
I am C class.
Alright? Yeah, exactly. Zhasulan is C class. But I'm also C class. Right? Which doesn't make sense, because me and Zhasulan shouldn't be in the same class.
That means I have to challenge. I did challenge Mikos, but he did not reply.
If he doesn't reply within a short time, then he forfeits, he loses, he goes down.
Yeah, this week.
Alright, let's see.
Mikos, Palacio.
Yeah, interesting choice, to be honest.
I mean,
Legends
I wanna beat him. My revenge.
Your revenge, huh?
So Steve is clicking that drone, trying to get it. Legend microing the drone really well, so Steve has to return his mine.
You don't
I would just make a depot, to be honest.
Like that. Just click and go back. Click and go back.
And the drone goes in.
That is very
So
yeah,
Monster's miner is drilled.
Like,
He is on 5 miners now. Legend is on 4 miners. Interesting. Now 5 miners. Now 6 miners. Sorry. So Legend is now on 6 miners. Steve saves the miner, I believe.
Whenever
like, if I'm playing,
last second.
probably weekend.
Where's Legend's tank? Legend usually sends a tank to finish off that miner.
maybe he's hiding in the trees.
But Legend got droned himself.
Yeah, so Legend also gets a miner droned, although he is on 7 miners, while Steve is still on 6. Legend saves the miner, gets that depot out on time. So Legend is up a miner at the moment. No, sorry. They are miners.
I think it's worth making a depot after the second refinery.
Yes.
You're saying just automatically, if you're playing R82 mode, just
just make a fucking depot and chill. Don't chase the fucking drone.
That's what I've been doing.
Like, it also can be handy, like repairing tanks, like in the mid game and the late game.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you know what?
maybe
I don't understand.
You never know, like
that sell depot after repairing miner.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like it's also like you can lose your MCV after searching, and you have so much money, and you need an MCV, but you don't have a depot, so just make one.
Yeah, so it sounds like you guys believe that the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. Steve sent 2 tanks up top left. One of them got droned.
The second
And he
one.
doesn't notice it, so the second one,
Wow.
notices it in the last second. Very nice, Mr. Steve. Saves that tank, puts it in a really annoying position where it's gonna keep hitting those miners. Stop
have
Legend.
to move.
Oh, but he's returning it. Not sure why. he's doing
Legends build.
Oh, because Legend is sending tank.
that. Legends build. Yeah, it's interesting. 4 war factories.
I mean, Steve's build, maybe. I mean, yeah, it's like,
Steve goes
I would-
another miner out of the war factory. Wow.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's a good choice.
Is it? At this point, I mean, Legend could come in. Look, Legend has many more tanks than Steve does. Many,
Yeah,
many,
also
many,
more
many,
war
many
factories.
more.
Yeah, he needs more this. He needs some desos to defend.
No, no
Uh,
this. Come on. Just move your
what?
MC. You're gonna be broke soon.
Alright, so Legend is moving his MCV to the bottom right. Steve does go for radar, maybe taking Zed's advice to get some desolators to defend himself. Legend already has a few desolators in his base, just chilling there.
The thing I
meantime-
hate about. Oh, you go ahead. Think.
No, nothing else. What do you hate?
Like the thing I hate about Jungle of Vietnam is moving MCV. It's so annoying. Like 90% of the times I play Jungle on V1, I lose my MCV and I move it.
Interesting.
Like, yeah.
So both players have moved their MCV. Legend has 3 miners on the gems, while Steve just now deployed his MCV. So it's gonna take a while. Legends, you
Maybe-
know, spreading out aggressively, looking good actually.
I think
maybe-
Steve should have played Allied in here.
Steve is an allied player. I didn't know that.
No.
I mean, no, like he's so, but he can play Allied as well.
Hmm
I wouldn't
again,
go
I'm liking
allied
Legend's
on
position.
RA2.
On RA2, you wouldn't go allied.
Yeah, but on Yuri's Revenge, definitely it's good option to go allied.
I
Against-
love
mean,
allied on Jungle
no.
of Vietnam. So
Yeah.
Legend
I mean,
sending 6
I
tanks
heard
up
it,
the
yeah.
top to the MCV on the top left. Does Steve sit? I don't think he does. Those 6 tanks are gonna do some damage. There's a drone there.
A spy on this map, like getting promoted to Grizzlies with the RA2
Yeah.
production, like is a good choice.
Yeah. So Steve does lose his MCV at the top left. In the meantime, losing tanks in the center also because of drones.
Not looking good for Steve.
No, I'm not liking Steve's position at all. Terrible tank control. His tanks are all in a line.
Yeah.
Not a bad deso, but still not enough because he's outnumbered 5 tanks to 1. Steve's army gets obliterated. Completely destroyed. In the meantime, at the bottom right, also, Legend fights him off.
Yeah.
Falling on the floor laughing, I forgot tanks again, question mark. Is he asking us if he forgot? I'm not sure what he's doing. This is...
Let's get a grammar teacher in here.
At the top 5 tanks, we're going in. Legend sends his entire army to defend. Steve is like, oh no. And he runs away to the left, making a Kirov. At this point, I think Legend is trolling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No question.
5 tanks in the center level. Legend sending a huge group of tanks to defend.
Like a 5 to 50.
And Steve is like, GG. So, wow. So, Legend
Yeah.
just one more game to make Zed's prediction come true, which I'll be very pissed about if Zed goes out correct.
Yeah.
Alright. So, you know, drones getting dogs, blah, blah, blah. Classic Soviet start of the game. 3 miners each. Does Legend get this drone in? Does he? Doesn't he? Does he? It's going back and forth there.
Make the depot.
Yeah.
Make the depot. 4 miners for Legend, 4 miners for Steve. These guys are very mirrored. Legend gets drones.
Oh,
Steve's,
wow.
Steve's drone goes right in. So, yeah, Legend currently has a drone miner. 5 miners for Mr. Legend, and 5 now
See,
for Steve.
Legend doesn't give up. He will keep making drones until we make depot.
Just make a fucking depot. Don't complicate things, boys. Keep it simple.
So Steve trying to prove that you don't have to make a depot. 6 miners for Steve versus 6 miners of Legend as well. So they're
Wow,
equal.
what the heck? How?
What happened?
He killed a drone again.
So that's the second time Steve managed to defend from a drone. But he does have 0 tanks, and Legend is coming in with 4 rhinos. Not sure what's going on here. He does have 1 miner more than Legend, but still.
Yeah, but
Marcus
Legend is
now.
out-tanking him.
Yeah, Legend is out-tanking him hard. 2 war factories each, so they're even in that department. Steve does have 1 extra miner. Let's see if it helps him, if it's enough.
I think Steve will be fine if he just holds.
Has the drone.
Yeah, I guess he can defend this. I agree with Zhasulan. He won't need to drone a tank to fully defend this. Legend moving his MCB to the right.
This is good. Okay, equal.
Yeah, nice defense from Steve for sure.
Yeah.
Steve knows that if he loses this, he loses the series. He's gonna bring his A game. Legend deploying his MCB at the top right. Steve choosing to build across the bottom. Got a bit of an engagement here in the center. Legend gaining a tank.
Radar.
No, I wouldn't engage right there. I would just sit a little bit in my base.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. Steve
Like,
does get a
you
radar.
are out-tanked. Why would you leave your base? Like, you need to snipe a tank or 2. You need to use base defenses. Like, you don't leave your base at no.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
I mean,
go
at least if you're gonna
towards the
leave your base, just blitz
go
the
around.
tanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do some damage for sure. So Legend got 3 miners on gems on the top right there, which is really juicy. Monster does get one of his tanks droned, and he fixes it now at the bottom left. So finally, Legend got that drone in. He's been trying to get in all game. 4 tanks going down the bottom left. They're gonna get that miner. That miner is dead. Boom! There goes the miner.
Yeah, I think this is like 4-1. I don't see Steve like going this one, to be honest.
So Steve defending that bottom left position, but he did lose a miner on gems. In the meantime, Legend got all of those gems in the top right, so he's rich. He gets another war factory, so that's 4 war factories for Legend versus 3 of Steve. So he's going to be producing tanks faster than Steve. Legend splitting, sending a nice big bunch of tanks to the bottom left, going to get that miner. In the meantime, Steve is chasing at the bottom right, playing tag with Legend's tanks.
Did
Legend
Steve
coming in
still
on
use
the left.
MTV?
Yeah, it looks like Steve Solo's MCV. I did not realize that. That's interesting. Legend grouping up his tanks on the left here. Try to do some damage.
This
Steve
is
down
GG.
Yeah, Steve is down to 3 miners. Right? While Legend is chilling on 7 miners. So not looking good for Steve at all. Legend keeps the pressure on, sending tanks to the left, to the right, splitting about. I'm gonna have to agree with Zed and call it a GG at this point.
Yeah. It was a good series, like I expected more, but
Yeah, I mean it was a good series. Somehow Steve did win that tech game very nicely. But I mean, Legend is doing this as a person that's just way too practiced. Every build is perfect. Every map he's played a million times.
Player defeated.
GG's.
GG's.
So, Legend defends his A class, he stays at A class, Steve stays at B class. Beautiful series, the score is 4-1, Zed predicted 4-1, so ladies and gentlemen, we got a brilliant profit over here. Someone who could, Wow. Listen, bro, there's already an issue with too many players being in C class, and not enough being in higher classes.
We need a D class then.
Oh, Legends drone was a big fail over there. So 4 miners for Steve, 3 miners for Legend? Why is Legend behind on miners? Only
Because
now
he made
getting
2
the-
drones. See? Second time.
He made 2 drones, getting another war factory out. So yeah, we're seeing the same build from Legends. 2 war factories and 4 miners.
drones
And the drone goes in. So Legend just gets droned. Steve is on 6 miners.
God damn.
Like-
While Legend is only on
Legend-
5. One of them
Legend
drone.
built his 3rd drone. Wow, he doesn't give up.
Yeah, he lost
Somebody
2
stop
drones
this guy,
already.
please. Make a depot and he will stop making drones.
Okay, so Legend on 5 miners. Stopping on 5 miners, going tanks, while Steve has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 miners. Wow, so Steve has 2 miners more than Legends. Now getting a second war factory out.
Yeah.
I'm liking Steve's position here, I gotta be
Yeah,
honest.
same. Like he's going echo heavy.
Yeah, his eco is definitely gonna be pretty solid.
Yes,
Sending
please
2
smile.
tanks to the left, Legend sending his tanks in the same direction. Legend now has 6 miners.
I heard the tank. Oh, tank got ground up top. Steve sees it. And he's-
Yeah. Steve gets that tank. 3rd war factory out for Steve-O. Does he have enough to defend this? Yeah, of course he does. He has more than enough to defend this. So Steve-O has all of his miners on 1 patch, which I don't like.
Yeah.
Probably getting another ref right now.
I think
So-
Steve should be richer by now.
I guess. I mean, he has 4
Yes.
war factories versus Legends 3 now.
Ooh, 4 more factories.
Legend is broke. Legend is hitting 0 all the time.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to balance eco. and
4th
richer.
war factory was too much.
4th
Yeah.
war. Legend makes another war factory
Yeah.
on 6 miners, and I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Someone tell them that they're playing R2, please.
That
So
was
yeah,
Yuri
let's see.
build, huh?
Steve, let's go get a.
Ooh, that was bad. Steve is losing tanks.
Yeah, Steve's TC is
Oh,
obviously not as
no.
good
Steve is
as
gonna
Legends.
It's questionable.
Definitely
It's
not as
really
good as Legends.
questionable.
Sending in some tanks, playing tag with the tanks at the top left, but sending tanks in the bottom. Legend is trying to counter them, doing actually a very good job. In the meantime, Steve miners are going all over the place because it took him a while to put that refinery down on the 2nd level. Let's see if Steve can do anything. Approaching in the center level, Legend countering pretty nicely. Huh. At the
Steve,
left here,
Steve does have an AFK miner.
Steve has an AFK miner, that is true, at the right center. Steve going in, can he get a miner? Yes, he gets a miner. So Legend now on 6 miners again.
He sees it.
Legend going in.
Steve sniping confirmed.
And yet still somehow Legend always has many more tanks than Steve. 5th war factory out for Steve, that is crazy. Legend coming in at the top. Can he get some damage done? Steve, oh, it's a split. We're getting tanks in the center as well as the top. Steve trying to defend, can he defend this? Yes, he can. Top tanks are
Steve-
completely neutral except for 1. Sorry?
Steve should move the miners like to the gem.
Yeah,
Like
Steve
down
has
there.
4 miners, just...
Always scared of the gems.
One more refinery and sell MCV. That's what I will do.
Steve does have this 1 tank trying to get that miner on the bottom left. Legend sending a tank to defend, and he destroys it, saves the miner. Legend
Yeah.
moves his MCV to the 2nd level, gonna try and build up his eco
Like-
some more.
Steve needs a refinery and also he needs to move his miners. Finally, his 2nd gems. I think, yeah, Steve is stream sniping for sure.
That's quite an accusation.
Yeah. Hey Steve, Salam CV, if you can hear me.
Okay, now sell MCV. Steve, sell MCV now.
Okay.
Or you know what? He can move his MCV to bottom right, a bit middle side, and put sentry gun on the hill and sell MCV. So it's, I mean, if he loses game, he has the draw. Like, he can't destroy that sentry gun on the hill. That's enough.
Yeah, that's true. Legend doesn't have. Oh, I love the way your brain works, Zhasulan. That's hilarious. So Legend does not have a radar, which means Legend can't make V3s, which means that if Steve May moves his MCV, builds a sentry gun on the cliff there, automatically he cannot lose.
Yeah.
He can lose actually, because the flex can shoot up the hill if you make too many of them.
But yeah. That's also true.
Yeah, but that sentry gun.
I mean, you know what you should do? Go and suicide your tanks on war factories. Let's draw. You can repair
Build the sentry gun. Exactly. Build the sentry gun and then just suicide and then just wait.
Like send with 3 tanks each for each war factory. All war factories, and it's done.
Yeah. So Steve proving himself the king of heck.
Damn,
wow.
King of heck.
So here's a Legend's interesting build. He likes making on this map a war factory. Ooh, Legend defends from the drone. Very nice. So Legend likes making 2 war factories right off the bat. And like, you know, producing miners faster. I don't know if this is good in RA2. In Yuri's it works very well for him. Steve doing exactly the same thing.
Okay,
and
nice.
Makes the depot, follow Zed's advice, and just...
Yay! I'm proud of you, Steve.
Just makes the depot. 4 miners for Legend, 5 miners for Steve. Steve is always ahead of miners, you guys notice that? And Legend is always ahead of tanks.
He has 2 drones, that's why.
6 miners for Legend, 6 miners for Steve. Yeah, I think Zhas is right, because Legend always takes the drones.
We have Mr. Drone versus Mr. Miners.
So far, Mr. Drones has won more games. So 7 minus for Mr. Steve.
I like
7
Steve's build right here. It's very good.
Yeah, I would expect another war factory stretching towards that orb.
Yeah.
There we go. Definitely a pretty build. Legend on 3 war factories now. Steve has been already on 3 war factories for about 15 seconds.
Legend needs a depot, then he should move his MCV.
A miner got droned. Legend's miner is droned. Steve got it in. Very impressive. Legend making a depot right now. So he still can't move his MCV. Saves the miner. Well done. Steve just destroyed one of his own tanks. I'm gonna assume it was droned. And here we go. Legend is ahead in tanks by a lot. 4 war factories for Steve, 3 war factories for Legend, and still Legend has many more tanks than Steve does. Somehow.
Hacking.
No, it's actually looking a bit even now. No, because Legend has that split on the bottom. Those 3 tanks.
Yeah. Sneaky. So, Legend sees it.
Legend moving his MCV to the bottom. Forgetting about it. Not deploying yet. Steve doing a good job holding him off here. Has 8 miners at the moment. Legend deploys his MCV. Yeah. Pretty good. I mean, these 2 players right now at this moment, I feel like they're pretty equal.
No, I think like Legend have more tanks.
Legend, it could be that Legend has more tanks. How many miners? So Legend has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 7.
Oh, good defense.
Oh, quite an engagement over there.
That's no century.
Very nice.
Why?
Wow, what the hell was that?
Very nice.
Legendary throw.
5 more.
Monster is a monster for a reason, boys.
Yeah, but still, look at Legend. He has many more tanks. He's splitting him right now. You know, putting on the pressure on both sides.
Like, playing Legend is like a fucking survival map. Wave after wave.
Sentry
Wave
gun,
after
come on,
wave.
Steve. Sentry gun.
Yeah, where's Steve's base
Making
defense?
colonies.
Making colonies, which is good. Those
Yeah.
tanks keep attacking the colonies.
Oh,
Steve is gonna be able to hold, you know, push him off completely, you know, and have a lot of tanks left over. How many miners did he lose from all of that? Steve had 6 miners, sells his MCV. So Legend is up on miners now. Legend has 8 miners versus Steve 6. Steve did sell his MCV, and Steve does have more tanks now. Can Steve end the game right here, right now, splitting up his tanks?
Legend needs drones. He only needs
Oh.
drones and he'll just...
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Legend can defend the drones and just out-eco Steve for sure.
Exactly.
Here
mean-
comes the drones, going in, getting 2 tanks, getting 3 tanks. Problem is the miners are right there. They're doing a good job defending. Steve still has money. I would sell war factories. No, I mean he's hitting 0.
Yeah, 5 is a lot. You need more miners.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I agree with Tank.
Yeah, definitely should sell 1 or 2 of those.
And now it can lose more miners, which is
Oh,
even worse.
Legend destroying all of Steve's tanks at the top there. Steve has 2 tanks at the top. Legend coming across with an army of tanks towards Steve's base. Steve sending the rest of his tanks to the right. In the meantime, Steve is destroying some of Legend's miners. He has 2 tanks in his miners. Another 2 tanks up top joining those tanks right now. Pretty intense what's going on here. Steve's other tanks are coming down the bottom right, obviously waypointed. Steve getting another miner at the top. In the meantime, Legend is in Steve's base, destroying his miners as well. Steve spamming drones, trying to defend.
Yeah, it's 1-to-1.
Wow, this is intense, but Steve has 0 miners left. 0, while Legend still has 3 safe miners. And he's gonna push off Steve's attack right here. Legend has won this. Steve just doesn't have any miners, so there's no real way for him to recover. Legend cleans up the rest of Steve's army and is heading across the map with a huge boatload of tanks. And 2 drones really fucked me. GG. So as Legend predicted, he won on Dorado, his favorite map. Zed, do you agree with that build on RA2, those 2 war factories on 3 miners?
I mean, it worked, so... you guys can answer.
You can't deny that, it worked. You're one of those believers that the ORF should go in the bottom? Like...
No, like... I mean, this spot is like... There is no perfect placement. Like, this is also correct, but I like Legend's placements. Like, it's easier for the miner, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just go and go, then just go further and take more jumps.
Yep, I hear you. So, again, so Legend is building faster, but because he goes 2 drones, his 3rd miner comes out slower. So right now Legend's 3rd miner come out, but Steve's 4th miner is now out.
Surprise!
Yeah, so Steve is ahead on miners. Right now, Legend just got his 4th miner, while Steve is now saving his miner from the drone. I didn't notice that. Repairing it in the depot. So 5 miners out for Steve, 5 for Legend. They are even. As soon as Legend hits 5 miners, he starts going rhinos, while Steve will still not be satisfied with 5 miners. If you ask me, he is going rhinos as well. So, again,
what?
Wow, gets the drone somehow.
Ooh, that's too much.
6 miners for Steve, while Legend chooses, no, I don't need a 6 miner. I prefer to have 2 war factories first. Here is where we're going to start seeing the differences and why Legend pulls ahead with tanks. Now Steve puts up his 2nd war factory. Legend probably making an ORF to get those
Oh
gems.
my
No.
god, third war
So
factory,
again,
really? Are you kidding me?
So Legend says 5 miners is enough for me. 3 war
No
factories.
way.
Legend is gonna start popping out, and he's not broke. You know, he's on 1,000 steady. He's not broke. He's now hitting 0 right now, but
I
his
mean-
miner.
The point is, guys, like, don't question anything that Legend does. It will work somehow, magically.
Magically, only now getting a 6th miner on the gems for Legend, but first getting 3 war factories. Steve only now getting his 3rd war factory. So obviously, all this time, Legend has been producing tanks faster than Steve has. Although Legend is broke, Steve does have money, so. But still, Legend out tanks him.
Oh
like,
my god,
as per
fourth
every
war
game.
factory, really? Is it? It's Yuri's revenge build. Shouldn't have built
So
final.
basically, Legend is doing Yuri moves and not getting broken RA2. I don't know.
Yeah, it's.
Now
it's
I can get broken Yuri.
Yeah, so nice little split from Steve on the right over here, getting some tanks and engagement in the top. Steve gonna get that miner, gets the miner, very nice.
Get back, Steve. Yeah.
Gets the miner. Steve needs to retreat, like Zed is saying. Oh, Legend is going all in. This is gonna hurt. Steve does have enough to defend here. Steve does have enough to
No,
defend.
I don't think so. Oh,
Let-
yeah, it does.
Legend chasing him away in the bottom right. Steve does have 2 tanks there.
Yeah, like. Yeah.
So Legend now has 6 miners, right? Legend has 6 miners versus Steve has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 miners. So Steve right now has 2 miners more than Legend, moving his MCV to the 2nd level. Legend coming in from 2 directions at once, at the top and at the right, retreating on the
And
right.
lose the tanks. He saves the tanks, nice.
Steve defending the split here, doing a good job. Has his MCV on the 2nd level. I want to see a ref. And honestly, I want to see Steve charge to the center. He has more miners. He should have an advantage. Legend making a 3-way split.
Oh my god, this TC.
Whoa! For fuck's sake. Indeed, Steve. What the hell was that? He just threw away a few tanks. In the top, we have 4 tanks from Legend. Just a little split. While the bulk of his army is in the center. I don't know, man.
What do you think it's better? Like, doing less miners and taking the big gems? Or doing long game and taking just the gems near?
We got a big engagement here. Steve is gonna defend this. Or is he? To me, it looks like he can't defend this. He does have enough to defend this. It's close, but it's too close. So, Legend is backing off with his tanks, heading back to his base. Oh, Steve,
Turn in the payload.
TC, Steve. In the meantime, Steve is doing damage in the top right, getting those miners, but the center. Wow, Steve actually pulled it off,
Yo, how
defended
did he
it.
lose elite? What the heck?
I don't know. So Legend is down to 5 miners on 4 war factories. Steve, in the meantime, is rocking the boat, moving his MCV center, out-tanking Legend. Wow. Steve played this really well.
Monsters, like, I'm gonna take your your A class today. I'm not sleeping without it.
Then probably
Wow.
Legend will challenge Monster.
We're gonna
So,
be here all night, boys.
So Legend sells his MCV and the War Factory or 2. Gonna try to somehow do something. Steve splitting his tanks up. Legend also splitting up. Honestly, I think it's over. I think Steve is way too ahead. Those drones gonna try to defend the miners. Can Steve pick off a miner or 2? At this point, it would be crucial.
Agree.
I mean, it's over, right, Zhas? Steve won this. There's no way he can throw this.
We don't know.
You never know, huh? Oh, that TC again. Steve throwing away tanks. throwing away tanks. But still, I mean, 3 miners of Legends were AFK. So Legend now on 5 miners. Can he defend this? Steve is gobbling up all those gems in the center, placing another war factory down. An engagement on the right. Steve cleaning up monsters tanks. Legend tank. Legend calls GG. And it's over. I agree with Quas. I mean, reconcile, it could either be a long game, or if someone gets their MCB droned, it's over very fast.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I
also people
remember.
like repairing the bridge and just zooming in.
Like, one little stone blocked my MCV and I got thrown.
So how did you win Tim here, huh? He
So
was allied?
you move MCV to a little patch of gems. You put refinery, then you
Yeah, most
mass
people,
a lot of
nowadays-
miners, like 3 or maybe 4.
What was he
He
playing
got
as?
war
He was playing as
factories.
allied?
No, Soviet.
Tim was Soviet.
Oh shit, Red! Deploy!
Oh. So no one gets a drone into the MCV. Honestly, in the top, you could get close.
Wait.
to the chance,
Yellow
if you
just lost his drone on hut. If you didn't notice.
On what? On the hut.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what happens when you don't micro those drones. Sometimes those huts are worthwhile, just filling up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you catch something off guard.
Actually, like,
Oh,
when you film, you can move your MCV to the big ore patch and the drone will
Legend
die.
clicked the drone. Yeah, so did not get that drone in at the
Mhm.
top right.
Ah, who the
Oh.
hell's-
He lost a miner?
Okay, this is GG.
So Steve lost a miner.
Oh.
There.
Miner didn't get gems.
Yeah, last miner didn't get gems. I don't know, man. Legend's position is looking very strong. Again, in my eyes, the top left is better. You can reach the gems more easily without the drone reaching you, if you ask me. Steve did. Oh, okay. Steve saves his
Oh, nice.
miner from
Thanks,
drones.
Oh, you didn't
And
notice.
Legends-
God damn.
Oh.
Wow, nice. This is even now.
Yeah,
No,
so
maybe
Legend
not because
loses 2 tanks.
gems are important.
Yeah, so Legend loses 2 tanks to drones. Let's I love it. Alright, let's do a head count, right? So Steve is now on 5 miners, while Legend on the other hand is on 6 miners. So from a miner's perspective, Legend is better off, right? Steve is on 1 war factory, Legend is on 2 war factories. So from war factory perspective, again Legend is better off. Steve is on 1k constant, Legend is on 3k constant. Again,
what's the
Legend
Yuri
is better
build?
off. Yeah,
I mean,
so
Legend.
honestly, I think that Legend is in a much better position here. I mean, he's
Nice.
coming in at the bottom with quite a bit of tanks. No, he's going back. Legend is coming in. Steve definitely has enough to defend this. But the longer the game goes, the better off Legend is going to be. Because from an economic perspective, he's in a better position. Oh, those drones.
Wow,
Wow.
thanks.
Wow, those drones. Oof. Those drones did some serious damage. So now Legend is the man with more tanks. Steve finally stretched to the gems. 2 rhinos coming to kill his miner over there in the bottom. Steve sending his rhinos to defend, but in the meantime at the top we got 5 more rhinos coming in. Loses his miner on the gems, and now Steve is sending his 2 tanks to defend versus 3. At the right, we got quite an intense battle. Steve sells his MCV, so Steve is down to 3 miners. I don't see how he could pull this off. I think it's over. Legend attacking his miners.
Player defeated.
Dad, what happened to you gone quiet?
I'm eating actually.
Ah, alright.
Yeah.
Enjoy your food. So that's a GG. I mean, Steve had to undeploy his MCV very far away from the gems. and then he lost a minor to a drone. Everything was going on for him. He did get those 2 tanks, so for a little while he was out tanking Legend, but after that it was all downhill. Legend had more miners, more war factories, and he just won.
You know what?
Northway.
One tip. Number your MCV, and whenever you put your war factory, you move your MCV at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's how you will be able to get to that position
Yeah,
of
if
good
you
deployment.
definitely numbering your MCV is a very good idea.
Like
You could be somewhere across the map and just deploy it. It's
Like,
very useful.
that will give you extra 2 seconds. Like, you have to select your MCV and move it. No.
Yeah. You should number your MCV and drone if you're so.
Like, what's the build, right? Do you move to the center gems
No,
right
not
after War
center.
Factory?
It's
Or
the-
patch.
Or
Corner?
patch, yeah.
Yeah.
Or patch. Because there's not much gems in middle.
Yeah,
Not
Yeah.
just maybe
nothing
like
to-
1.5 dump.
Yeah, hardly anything. Very scattered, very spread out. Anyway, we got Steve at the top right versus Legend in the bottom left.
Mhm.
Legend is yellow, Steve is red.
Legend's not moving MCV. Wow.
I lied here with BFs can be OP in Yuri's revenge.
So Steve is moving his MCV immediately. Legend deciding, no, I want to put a efficient ore refinery before I move my MCV.
Yeah, I agree with Legend.
So yeah, so Zed agrees with Legend.
I'm just right
He
doing
has to make
that.
power. He has to make depot and then move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I'm not wrong, Steve's miner is drone.
Okay, just waste time. Steve, don't drone. Don't drone. Come on. Just waste his time. No.
So he drones Legend's MCB. Legend, of course, made a repair depot before, repairs his MCB and moves it back. So Steve did save his miner, although for a while he was broke there. He almost
You
didn't.
should have had a tank ready, like, to finish off the MCV.
Yeah.
Use the Legend strat, where you drone
Yeah.
and come in with a tank right after.
Yeah, then just quit.
So let's do a quick head count. We got 5 miners for Steve versus 5 miners of Legend. Legend has 3 tanks coming across the map. Steve has 2 tanks.
I think this map needs some editing, to be honest.
Yeah, that
Too
was
many.
that. What would you change?
Too many trees.
Too many trees. Definitely a lot of trees. Although in the important areas, you can build.
I mean, some trees you need to kill to build in some specific places, you know?
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, this is my point of view. Some people would disagree, maybe. Sure.
I like what Legend is doing here. He's climbing up to the center. He's gonna gobble up those gems in the center as well.
Killing
Yeah.
us.
So again, quick head count: 6 miners versus 6 miners, 2 war factories versus 2 war factories, tanks more or less even. So
I
both
think-
players are pretty even, no?
If I'm Legend, I'm just gonna place a refinery in the middle, then I'm just gonna move MCV and place another refinery, then a war factory. That would make you. That would make
Oh
him
my
so
god,
ahead.
Yuri build again. Yo, Legend.
Yeah. Place Yuri as RE2. Yeah. Oof. The war factory. And the Connies. Maybe he'll sell soon.
Okay, moving MCV now. Nice.
So the SFJ tournament is coming soon, huh?
SFJ tournament is starting on Thursday. We've got 30 competitors,
Oh, nice.
which is pretty exciting, including, you know, crazy good players. Matt,
Yeah.
Zane, Zed, Andy, Adam. I haven't heard.
Blaze of man. I think that should go.
Zhas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm. I didn't get in, yeah.
So Zhas, you still have a few, I think 24 hours until registration closes.
Really?
If you want to register, yeah. Just for fun. Obviously, we're going to be needing streamers, Zhasulan. If you,
Yeah.
if you're going to be available, that would be awesome. Again, it should be interesting to see, you know, how all these pro players approach a completely different game. We're going to see how much of it is skill, how much of it is knowledge. It's definitely going to be interesting to take all of these really good players and just put them out of their element and confuse them a little bit.
What's gonna be
SJ
more fun is the 2v2.
Yeah, so right afterwards, we're gonna, well, right afterwards, a few weeks after, we're gonna have a 2v2 tournament. Again, there's a lot of sponsors, so a lot of cash prizes coming up for all of these tournaments. SFJ. So again, I'm just fascinated to see, you know, how different players approach it. It's much faster, it's much more intense, it's different units.
SFJ aside, Legend is killing too many miners.
Yeah, back to the series that we're supposed to be commentating.
Sorry, boss. What happened again?
Yeah, so like I said, Legend is, you know, spinning. I feel like he's spinning Steve around in circles. Coming at the top now with 5 more tanks. Steve sending 4 tanks to defend, but he's gonna get another miner. Bam! Like you said, getting way too many miners right now. Although Legend is also distance mining in the back of Steve's base. A big engagement here in the center. Huge engagement. To me, it looks like Steve is coming out on top. Am I right? Yes, I am. Steve is coming out on top. Very nice. Not sure. I thought they were pretty even there, but somehow Steve... I mean, he did have a bit more fodder. He did have 1 or 2 more tanks. It was enough to make him come out on top. Steve going down to Legend's miners at the bottom left. Legend manages to save both miners with those drones. In the meantime, Steve's tanks are getting droned by the bucket load. Gets that elite. Gets another war factory. Yeah, gets another war factory. That's 2 war factories. Legend has only 1 war factory left. In the meantime, those 3 tanks on the left destroyed the miners, so he did get those miners in the end.
I think this one.
And it's over. I mean, Steve won, right? What else can Legend do? Tired of throw. So Legend feels like he threw that. I also feel like he threw that. I feel like he was ahead. Yeah, they both got the airports more or less at the same time, if you ask me. So that power is going to be equal.
I think this edit makes the map plays differently, you know, with the extra ore and gems.
Good job.
Oh yeah, it plays differently for sure. Plays differently for sure. But you have to agree that it's more balanced. That you have to. Yeah, so don't be any white powdery stuff. I agree with you, Placid. For sure.
Yep.
Yeah, stops the drone. Well done.
But you will always be drugs.
Yeah, except for drones. That's fine. So, the usual thing, right? Steve gets out more miners earlier. Oh, Legend's gonna get that miner in the bottom right, and he destroys it. Damn, that hurts. That's a crucial.
Got him, boys.
That's a crucial early miner. That really
Steve
hurts.
is too greedy. Well, you know why? Because he went 2 miners.
Yeah, 2 is too much in here. Even
Yeah, on this map, you're so close. Your enemy could reach you in seconds. Especially if you see your enemy, you know, making a rhino.
Yeah.
If you don't react immediately, you're gonna suffer.
Like, what is this parallel like Frank says? Don't block one by the miner!
Yeah. What is this position? Wow.
Yeah, look, you don't even need the sentry gun. Like, the miner will do the job. One dog.
Legend also paratrops.
Drone again.
Oh, and the drone goes in. Steve sold his repair depot. He's gonna pay for it, and the rhino's chasing it down. He's gonna lose that miner for sure. That's the 2nd miner that he loses. In the meantime, at the top, does Legend lose a miner as well? And he does. The top left, Legend also. Oh! Almost saves it, but he loses it in the end. So I'm a little confused here. Let's do a head count. Legend has 1, 2, 3 miners, and Steve has 4 miners. So Steve is still ahead on miners. Legend is ahead of tanks. You know, the same thing we've been saying all these games. Parrot drop in his base, a few dogs to clean it up.
An eye for an eye and a miner for two miners.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see the different styles and different strategies that these two players there. Yes, Paf the legend, I am here.
Good question, eh?
But again, Legend has been winning more games, so I feel like this is more effective. Legend sending those two tanks, rolling on the floor, laughing. Had tanks on hold. What the fuck? So Steve,
Can you
once
see me
again.
typing? No, we can see you typing, Path.
Oh, on Discord. Oh, I haven't visited Discord. I'll look in Discord after this game, Path. If you
Player
want.
defeated.
GG. Again, Legend's strategy is a more powerful strategy, you know, going heavy tanks over heavy miners. Probably in the long game, you know, if you survive to the long game, then Steve's strategy is better. But he just gets so much done in the short game, in the early game, that it's just so powerful.
As long as
Legend-
Monster doesn't forget to make tanks, he wins.
As long as
Really?
Monster doesn't forget to make things. I guess so. I guess Monster's strategy is sound if he remembers to make tanks.
I'll go for Legend, boys. My prediction is Legend.
So Zed is betting on Legend. Statistically, you're right, but because Zed said Legend, I have no choice but to say Steve is gonna win this one. Obviously, Steve is gonna win this one. Easy peasy. Let's see.
Alright, let's
this
go
drone
Legend
action.
team, boys.
Let's go. Some drone action here. Again, Steve is ahead with the miners. Legend with the two drones. Let's see if we can get some damage done. The drone is coming. Oh,
Wow.
Steve clicks the drone and defends beautifully. In the meantime, here comes Steve's drone. And does it go in? No! Legend defends and destroys the drone. So both players are not going to jump in. And the second drone, Steve manages to click that drone on time and block it. So 5 miners for Steve versus 4 miners for Legend. Steve is now ahead on miners. All drones did not go in. Steve is making another drone. He's going to go again and try to get it in. Wow. Second War Factory on 5 miners again. So Legend's playing as if it's Yuri's Revenge. 2 more drones out of Legend. 6 miners for Steve. What do we think, Zhas? What do you think about this? I mean, Legend, you know, is.
Oh, the miner get droned.
I mean, I think Legend is fine because he was getting gems.
I guess so. I guess Legend, knows something most people don't. Because when the classic players teach me to play RA2, right, they say, you know, get 6 miners at least before you start making more War Factories. But Legend always makes second War Factory on 5 miners, and he pulls it off. So Legend is still on 5 miners, has 2 War Factories. He's gonna start out tanking Steve. Sorry, Zed.
I think Legend is taking unnecessary risk early game by throwing those drones, you know.
Yeah, the drones is one thing, but I'm talking about the 2 War Factories on 5 miners. What do you think of that?
He's called Legend for a reason.
He's called Legend for a reason, I guess so. He does have amazing TC. Bunker... Clemens. Bunker is not an option in this game mode. Bunker is in Yuri's Revenge. This is RA2 mode, so there are no bunkers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 miners still. So Steve is now up to 3 War Factories. Legend is also on 3 War Factories. 6 miners. So now they're even. Also in tanks, I think Steve has a bit more, like a few more, 1 or 2 more. Legend definitely has more fodder. So now Steve is getting those gems on the top left. 3 miners on the gems. Legend is still not getting any gems. So Steve will be a bit ahead on eco here. Steve sending 2 tanks up top. Maybe try and pick off a miner or 2. Is he making tanks? Oh yeah, he is. I was worried he forgot again. So Zed, you still think Legend's gonna win this, huh?
I mean, team's close at the moment. You can tell which one is gonna win. Ooh, fourth.
Come on, Steve. Come on, Steve. Team Steve.
Let's go, Legend.
Indeed.
if Steve wins, I'm gonna riot. Just because Dark said Steve is gonna win.
Alright, so 2 more tanks out of Steve's army. He keeps doing that. He's sending 2 tanks up top. Legend sending 2 tanks to defend. Tiny bit of engagement in the center, not really, just attacking fodder. Steve now has his MCV in the top center. I love that move. Great, supply of gems there. Should be able to boost his eco seriously. 4 war factories versus 4 war factories. Oh, a bad engagement. Look at that tank control. Legend sending those dogs forward before the tanks. Beautiful, beautiful
Sell
TC.
MCV.
Legend sells his MCV. Interesting move. So, okay. So here's how it works when you sell your MCV. It gives you a boost. If you could use that boost right away and take advantage of it, you're good. Alright? But if you don't last, then you can't expand and you're gonna lose long term. So if Steve can hold off Legend's attack here, he's gonna be at an advantage. I'll be right back, boys. I gotta go for a few minutes. Zhas, if I'm not back by the next game, just kick me and I'll join it in a few. Alright?
I think we are done. Thanks for commenting.
Alright. Thank you very much, Zaslan, for having me. Always a pleasure. I'll see you around.
See ya.
Yeah, it seems like Legend is losing.
Wow.
That tank fight. That tank fight. Yeah, he should back off right now.
Kito.
Yeah, GG.
Wow. Monster
GG,
S
Steve
class.
wins.
Almost.
A class.
I mean, almost. So, Legend was S class, means Monster can be S class too.
Yeah. Thanks for the opportunity for doing commentary with you.
Yes, thank you for commentating, coming.
Yeah, no problem, bro. Take care. Good night.
Okay, see ya.
See ya.
GG's, guys. Thanks for watching this. Hope to see you in the next live stream. Good luck. Спасибо за просмотр. Увидимся.